that's just how it is. It's a cancel culture, but it's all about just fighting, man. And I don't care what job you have, wherever you work at, whatever you do, it's a constant, it's a constant grind. You can't really. I've learned not to really care, honestly. I care about music. I do music because I love music. I don't do music to get paid, and I think that that's why I've had success, and I'm still, out here doing it. But I think a lot of people do it for the wrong reasons. A lot of people do it because they may want to be famous, or they want to get extra chicks, whatever. The perks that come with it, which are great perks, but it's a lot of things that you know that come with being famous as well. So um, yeah.
Can we talk about Slow Down and were you signed to Disturbing the Peace after that or before that? The Slow Down
I was
single.
signed before. I was signed before Slow Down drop.
Okay. Can you talk about your success with that and meeting Ludacris and all that?
Yeah, a guy by the name of Poon Daddy. Ludacris was on the radio back in the day in Atlanta, and
Okay.
his co-host was Poon Daddy. And I just got out of the group Mister. I was in college. I was at Clark Atlanta University, um, and I just graduated, and my parents was like, "Oh yeah, it's time to get a job, Jack. We gonna put you through school. What you gonna do?" So I was going looking for jobs and all kind of stuff. I couldn't get no job, and I ran into Poon Daddy, and throughout school, I was always working on music. So I had so much material. When I brought it to Poon Daddy was trying to put me in another group. I was like, nah, I ain't doing that group thing no more, man. I'm a solo artist. So he was like, all right, cool. He was like, well, we're gonna try to get you a deal. I was like, bro, you need to get me over there with Ludacris, man. At the time, Luda was the top dog. You know what I mean? And he was like, you want to sign over there? I was like, hell yeah. You don't want to sign with Ludacris? Come on. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna see what's up. So I gave him the music. He took it to Luda. Luda loved it, and they signed me from there. But it was up to me to really get the record popping. It was up to me and Poon. So me and Poon, we went out to LA. I went and lived out there, and we was just grinding and working hard, and just trying to get the record popping. And the DJ host, he started playing it. He loved it, and he took it to the. He was working late nights, and then his wife worked in the middays, and he was playing the late nights. People were loving it. His wife got pregnant in the midday. He moved to that slot, and then he started playing it. The record started getting a lot of requests, and I was already signed to DTP. So at this time, that got DTP their label deal at Def Jam because I had a high record. So that's how Slow Down really happened.
Talk about working with Tim and Bob, because I could just remember listening to Bobby Valentino, the first album, and then Special Occasion, and
Yeah,
just hearing them intros before you came in and started doing your thing, and the beats was just like, damn, it was a classic example of hip hop and
yeah,
R&B, because you weren't sitting there rapping, you were genuinely singing, but the beats
right.
rock to the motherfuckers in the car by yourself. So talk about
Yeah,
the magic you and Tim and Bob had.
man. I remember staying in the hood when I was in LA. I was staying in the jungles at this chick crib, and I was and Tim was like, "Yo, man, you know where you staying at? I'm from Atlanta, and I ain't at that time. I never really traveled. I didn't know really about anything other than pretty much Atlanta and going on family vacations on the summertime with my mom and dad. You know what I mean? So when I was staying in the jungles, and anybody who knows about the jungles, that's like the hood in California, kind of close to the airport. And Tim was like, bro, you know where you staying in? I was like, nah, I'm just staying at this little chick crib. He's like, man, you in the hood, man. Just come stay with me. I was like, bet. So mind you, at this time, Tim had this big mansion with a pool in the back with rocks and with a bar in the pool. And he had like 5, 6 cars,
Mm.
suede interior, all black Benz's, Ranges, everything. He was at the top of his game. And because really a lot of people don't realize how many hit records Tim and Bob have. They have so many hit records. Their discography is like out of this world, but they really don't get. Most of the people that are real, very, very talented like that, they don't really get the accolades and the credit that they deserve, which these guys definitely do. Um, but so I went and stayed at this crib, and man, we would just vibe, and we was always vibing on the beats, and I was telling him what kind of beats I want to use and how I want to, infuse that hip hop. with the R&B, and Tim is like one of these guys that's so, he's like a musical note, man. Like he was just really, he would be up all night just finding samples, reversing samples, just doing different things with samples, and he plays like all the instruments. The drums is crazy.
Mm.
And I remember just like he would just lay on his floor. He didn't even have like he had the MPC, which is what a lot of producers used to use until
Mm-hmm.
the computers came around. And he would just be laying on his floor. And then I remember I heard that sample, the slow down sample. I was like, woo, that thing is stupid. He's like, yeah, we need to do that tonight. I was like, bet. And then he was like, yo, let me take you down to Melrose. So this particular day that I heard that beat, we went down to Melrose, and it was like really a true story. Slow down. I saw this chick, and she had a nice ass, and you know what I mean. I was like, damn, she bad or whatever, and I hollered at her. You know what I mean? And so that night we went to the studio and made Slow Down. And I remember after Slow Down was kind of popping a little bit out in Cali, and we had kind of got the deal going and all of that. This was like probably 6-7 months later. So I was still going back, still recording with him. He was like, yo, we got to make a sister to that. And then we went and made Tell Me that night.
Yeah. Woo. Fire.
Yeah. So it was those experiences. A lot of times people, you look at the end and result of things, and you know the blessings. Like, you know, I'm in my crib right now. It's beautiful. I love it. I just came from my beach crib. I just got in town, and I've been very blessed, man, to, you know, acquire a lot of good things and have a great life. But a lot of people don't really trust the process, and a lot of times I get a chance to look back on the process, and sometimes you want to go back to those days to like, yo, I just remember when I didn't have nothing, or I remember when I was traveling on the Fugazi ticket with somebody trying to get me out to LA on the Fugazi ticket. You know what I'm saying? Just all type of things. I remember riding around in a car with a credit card, somebody else, man, just all kind of stuff that, you know, you go through to get to where you are now, and you look back in hindsight and you kind of you miss them. You don't want to go back to the broke days, but you know, you kind of sometimes miss that process of when you did, you know, when you were on your road to success. So, you know, I definitely appreciate the process. I appreciate everybody that's really been a part of it, and all the lessons that I've really learned throughout, man. It's just, you know, the game of life is a continuous learning lesson, and you know, I've seen and done a lot.
So after your success with Slow Down, and why'd you ultimately leave Def Jam? Was it just a
Well, I got dropped. I got dropped from Def Jam after my second album. I don't know what happened because my second album was successful.
Dope too. Yeah.
But I got dropped, and after that, you know, I got my deal with Capitol Records. I had my own label imprint, Blue Collar Dreams, and I remember I got $1 million deal from Capitol EMI. So at the time, I got $1 million, but I spent a whole thing on recording. Like, I took the money, I was working with Tim and Bob, I was paying all these producers, and at the time it wasn't how it is now where you could just record at the crib. You know what I'm saying? It was like you had to still go to the big studio, you still had to pay $2,000-$3,000 for 8-hour blocks. Producers still wanted $30,000-$40,000 a track, you know, and you had to pay for everything. So it was just like I ate all that little money up quick, you know. Whereas now I get $1 million deal, man, I could spend 15,000-20,000 and then put another 100 or so in promo, and that's all I need. You know what I'm saying? Really, I ain't even got to spend that much. I got a studio in my crib. I got producers. Everybody has access to studios. It's not like how it was in 2010 when I did Beat Beat. So Beat Beat was the song that was on the third album. That was an independent / major deal. And after that, you know, that was the same time I did Miss Officer as well. And I was trying to get a deal. I was about to get a deal with Atlantic after that, but then Capitol, they held me for a second album, which they went in transition and all type of stuff. And then, you know, they kind of just messed the whole situation up by holding on to me. Um, but yeah, that was how that third album came about. We got dropped, and you know, I was a little sad about getting dropped, but then I bounced back because I did Miss Officer, and Beep Beep was successful, and they were both on independent platforms, so it worked out for me.